Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we're going to look at a very interesting Peter Thiel interview that will help you understand Palantir a lot more, because to be honest, one of the biggest reasons why people have a hard time in investing Palantir is understanding the business model of Palantir and what they do. And in my research into Palantir, I have found that this is by design, and this gives them a very big competitive edge that I detail in my videos. But in any case, if you are a serious investor in Palantir or in any company, it's very important to know who the people that are behind the company are and how exactly are they thinking. And this is one of those videos that I think is fantastic to watch if you're a Palantir investor. And as always, if you like the content in this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want to go even further, you can check out the first link in the description box, which is for our Patreon, where you can get access to me and all the valuations that we do in the company, and you can support the channel from $5 a month. So let's get into the video.
One of the questions I always get asked is, what are some trends in technology? What are things that are happening? I always find this to be this is probably the question I dislike the most that I get asked on many different stops on this book tour, because you're sort of tempted to just give these very banal answers, like there'll be more people using cell phones in 5 years, which don't really tell you very much of one sort or another. But I think the general theme I would suggest is that all trends are overrated. And so if you think about current trends in technology, healthcare IT software, education software, overrated. SaaS enterprise software, really overrated. Big data, cloud computing, if you hear those words, you need to think fraud. You need to run away as fast as you possibly can. And the reason these buzzwords tell you that something these buzzwords, they're sort of like a tell in poker that people are bluffing, and that that the business is not undifferentiated, because the buzzwords tell you that it is one company of a category that's undifferentiated from the others in that category, and therefore are symptomatic somehow of a lot of competition and a bad business idea. And so you don't want to be the 4th online pet food company. You don't want to be the 10th thin film solar panel company. You don't want to be the 1,000th restaurant in San Francisco. And so there is something about, if you can describe what a company is doing very straightforwardly by referencing these buzzwords, these categories that already exist, that's actually a sign that it's a pretty bad that it's a pretty bad idea. And I think one of the challenges, conversely, that you have when you have a very successful business is to try to describe it. You often, it doesn't actually fit into any of the boxes precisely, and then that makes it very hard for people to understand what's going on. Sometimes you even have companies that are genuinely innovative, that do something very new, and they get mischaracterized as being one in a category that's doing something else. So, for example, Google in the late 90s was categorized as just another search engine, and this was sort of one of the reasons people thought it was not that valuable, when probably the correct characterization would have been it was the first computer-powered search. All the others were sort of these human organized lists. It was qualitatively different, but it sort of got mischaracterized. Or Facebook in 2004 would have been characterized, probably still is characterized, as a social networking company, most straightforwardly. And of course, it was not the first. There had been a number of others that had done this before. One of my friends, Reid Hoffman, who started LinkedIn, started a company called SocialNet in 1997. So they already had the name social networking in the company 7 years before Facebook came along. They had sort of all these crazy ideas. You were going to have these avatars in cyberspace, and some people would be cats, and some people would be dogs, and there'd be sort of all these questions how they'd interact, and people weren't really all that interested in that. And it turned out that what actually mattered was not social networking among virtual cats and dogs or anything of that sort. It was real identity, and Facebook was the first company to crack the problem of real identity. That's not the way it got characterized, because we're always so biased to trying to put things in a pattern, in a category, and not to think about what's unique, what's original, what's different.
What a fantastic speech. I mean, do you know any companies that, were mischaracterized? Like, for example, Tesla is just another car company, and, Amazon is just another online shop, and, and so forth. It actually shows you how great Palantir is, because everybody's having trouble trying to describe what it is. And that's just a sign that they are operating as a monopoly and there's nobody like them. And the fact that, people have to miscategorize them and say that, oh, they're private CIA and, they're this big spying company and so forth, what people use. Again, it's just a sign that people don't know what to do with it, which is usually a sign that it's a super fantastic business model. So let me know if you agree with this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.